Hi everyone, it's BaltiDave, and time to see how we cook samosas. And this is one of BaltiDave's easy cook recipes. Here are the ingredients. Let's start with chicken keema, chicken mince, frozen peas, fresh coriander, BaltiDave's famous mix, chili flakes, garlic and ginger, cumin seeds, coriander seeds, and very finely chopped onion. So let's fry away. Starting with just a spot of oil, and I mean a spot. If you put too much oil in, you're already going to get oil out of the chicken, and if you've been using minced lamb, you'll get even more oil out, and we don't want too much oil in the mixer. So we're going to add some coriander seeds. We're also going to add some cumin seeds, like that. We're going to give those a little stir. We're also going to add some chili flakes. If you want to put some fresh green chilies in as well, by all means do, but today I'm just using chili flakes. We're then going to add the onions. You can hear them sizzling already. And a sprinkle of salt to help the onions caramelise that much quicker. And we're going to give those about 5 to 10 minutes maximum, just enough to soften the onions up. The onions have been frying for about 3 or 4 minutes. They're already starting to take a bit of colour on. However, if they do start to stick, by all means, add a spot of water. It will evaporate, but it stops everything sticking to the pan. So they are sticking a little bit. So a tip that I gave in one of my earlier videos, spot of water, as you can see, it almost instantly evaporates, but enough to stop everything sticking to the pan. They've now got a nice colour, so we're going to add our chicken mince. This is 450 grams, and probably we'll make 6 to 8 samosas. We can now also add some garlic and ginger paste. 1 nice tablespoonful of that, and there's no reason why we can't put some spice mix in. So about effectively 1 spoonful of Mr. Dave's, BaltiDave's famous spice mix. And then we're going to mix all that up and cook the chicken. This is going to be the stuffing for our samosas. So you can see the chicken is starting to cook nicely. There's a bit of water coming out of the chicken, so I haven't added any more water into this because we want a relatively dry mix. The onions will keep the mixture moist, so will the peas and the fresh coriander. So let's come back to you. That's been going for about 3 minutes. We'll come back to you in just a sec. So that's been cooking now, probably not even 10 minutes. As you can see, the chicken's almost cooked. So it's time to add some peas. You can't put too many in, so we'll put all of those in. And this will help to keep the moisture in the actual filling. And we're going to give quite a handful of fresh coriander. Not the whole bowl. That's quite a lot. So we'll mix all that in. And that is virtually ready. Time for the assembly and the cooking of our samosas. Now, do you really want to mess about with flour, water, oil and salt? Make a dough, put it in the freezer or the fridge for half an hour to an hour, then go to all the trouble of rolling it into little balls, trying to roll it out into the perfect circle. This is the easy way of doing it. Tortilla wraps. So there we are, 8 wraps. If we cut them into 2 like that, we've now got 16 wraps to make our samosas, which is basically making a cone like that, putting the stuffing in, and then deep frying it. This is how we make the samosa. This is basically plain flour with water, and it's nice and sticky and gooey. If you make it too runny, it won't stick it together. So we're using our finger. We spread some down the straight edge halfway, just a little bit round there, and then fold the samosa like that. And it's as simple as that. Then with our mix, we're going to don't put too much in, because if you put too much in, it'll break apart. So basically, if you look at that, That's how much we've got in there. Then again, using your finger, spread some of our glue, as I call it, around the top edge, and then seal it. And that is what it looks like before we deep fry it. So let's take a look at the final cooking of the skin. Don't forget, of course, the middle's already cooked. Now, just before we lower it into the oil, we're going to squeeze the top to make sure it's sealed, nice and proper. And a bit of advice, when you lower it into the oil, hold the pointed end. As you lower that top end in, it'll seal because of the flour and water. And that way, the heavy bit goes in first and you won't burn your fingers. If you do it that way, as you let go, it's going to splash all over you. So pointed end, lower into the oil, and then just do it like that. You can already see it already sizzling. The reason that I use this pan is I can probably get 6 samosas in, whereas if you use a saucepan, you can only probably get 3. We might get 5 in here. So once again, look, squeeze the top, hold the pointed end, lower into the oil. All we're doing is we're cooking the pastry. So once again, look, squeeze the top, hold the pointed end, lower into the oil. That way it seals. If it doesn't seal at the top, you've got a problem. If the inside starts to come out, it starts to burn, you need to rescue it then, get it out of the oil as quickly as you can, because you'll have it spitting. So we've actually got 2, 4, we've got 5 samosas in there. So basically, it's 2 cooks to get it right. We're going to fry them the one side, turn them over, and brown the other side. So that's the first batch done. We're going to take those out, put them into a colander to drain off a little bit, and then we're going to do the second batch. We've cooked all 10 samosas, and that is what they look like. Absolutely yummy. Didn't take that long to cook them. All you need to do now is make a dip for them. Yogurt, mint sauce, a little bit of salt, and that gives you something to dip those in. I'm going to taste one in a minute when they've cooled down a little bit and tell you just how good they are. But I already know they're going to taste fabulous. Right, I'm going to taste one in a couple of seconds' time. I have also done a video where I did some in an air fryer. I did one just plain wrapper, one brush with oil. The one that was plain came out very dry and you wouldn't like it. The one with a bit of oil brushed on either side wasn't too bad. The nicest for me, as you will see, is the ones that were deep fried. So the ones that we've just cooked, here we go, piping hot, absolutely scrummy. I'm going to taste it. Trust me, that is absolutely fantastic. Enjoy. Speak to you soon. So these are our finished samosas. I've done them 2 different ways. These have been deep fried in oil, and these have been cooked in an air fryer. I must admit, the ones cooked in the fryer do look browner and more succulent. This one was just put in the air fryer, and this one I brushed it with oil prior to cooking. They were cooked at 185 degrees for around 12 minutes. So I'm going to taste them in a bit and let you know what they taste like. Samosa number 1, cooked in an air fryer, no oil brushed on it. It does look anemic and it looks dry, but I'm going to taste it, tell you exactly what I think. The pastry is a little dry. Next up is the one from the air fryer with some oil brushed on either side before I cooked it. Not as dry as the first one, so acceptable. And finally, the one that's been cooked in oil. So the pastry is a lot more moist. But if you're health conscious, use the air fryer, but brush it with oil first. so the pastry is not too dry. Me, I prefer the deep fat fried one. A lot tastier, a lot more moist, and what I'm used to.